It has been a rough couple of months ever since the 2.0 update has come and gone within Animal Crossing New Horizons. If you are watching this video, it's likely because you and I share probably a very similar sentiment about Animal Crossing New Horizons. You love the game, you cherish those early moments that you had whenever you first started playing it. Maybe you've picked up your Switch, opened the game only just to run around your island and then close the game without really doing anything or playing much of Animal Crossing at all. Sound familiar? Yeah, no, you're in good company here. I've done it plenty of times. But how do we rekindle that spark that we once had with this game? How do we take a seemingly dormant game and make it exciting? Now, lucky for you, I put together a pretty fun list. Before I dive into it, obviously there is no right or wrong way to play Animal Crossing. Please know these are just suggestions, and you can play the game however you want and however you see fit. But if you're like me and you want to take a game that really doesn't have much of a future and put a new spin on it, make it seem new and fresh and exciting to actually open up, then these tips are for you. Tip number 1, play seasonally. And yes, that means that if you are a frequent time traveler, then maybe just stop time traveling. After all, Animal Crossing is a life simulator that matches in-game time with real time, so treat it as such. When summertime rolls around, maybe build a pool on your island so that way people can cool off. When Thanksgiving is right around the corner, maybe you can decorate a specific room in your house to host a glorious Thanksgiving feast. If Halloween is about to happen, you can decorate your house to be a haunted house. The list goes on and on. But playing seasonally and taking truly each day at a time and dedicating that to match the season is absolutely going to enhance your gameplay, really help you treasure all of those in-game moments, and it'll also encourage you to participate in those seasonal events. If you're like me and you constantly hyperfixate on decoration and building and designing an aesthetically pleasing island, sometimes I forget to participate in those events. The bug off, I mean, who is she? But by slowing down my gameplay and really absorbing the seasonality of each and every month, it not only helps me appreciate the game more, but it makes it so much more enjoyable and rewarding. By playing seasonally, you can also gift your villagers very specific clothing items for them to wear. If it's wintertime, maybe gift them a beanie or a winter coat. In the springtime, maybe make sure certain villagers have beautiful flower gardens. Around the wintertime holidays, maybe gift them stockings that they can hang up on the inside of their homes. Or better yet, completely redecorate the interior of their homes now that Happy Home Paradise, the Animal Crossing New Horizons DLC, allows you to do that. Maybe you imagine one of your villagers being an amazing pyrotechnic that provides all the fireworks during the summer event. So in the summertime, maybe decorate their interior and exterior of their home to match that kind of lore. There are so many benefits to just slowing down and playing seasonally, so if you don't already do that, I highly suggest trying it out because it really has helped me fall in love with the game all over again. Number 2, create your own holidays and events. This is a bit adjacent to playing seasonally, but hear me out. There are a finite number of events within Animal Crossing New Horizons. There's fireworks, the fishing tournament, Toy Day, all of these events, yes, they exist in the game, but why not create your own? And you, as the resident representative of your island, announce and execute on these holidays through the bulletin board communication. Now, if you've been on my channel for a while, you're gonna laugh at the next example I give, but let's say you want your island to have a county fair, the annual island fair, if you will. Does that technically exist in Animal Crossing? No, but pick a date, let's say August 24th, I don't know. Make a note on your bulletin board, and then between now and that event, start planning for it just as you would as if you were living on that island in real life. So what would that include? Maybe growing certain crops to participate in contests. You could be figuring out which villagers are going to participate in the county fair beauty pageant. And then obviously you'll need a space for all of the rides and activities, so you'll want to be decorating that portion of your island too. Remember, you're not limited to what is just available to you in the game, so get creative. What kind of holidays do you want to celebrate? What kind of events do you want to host? Is it maybe a movie premiere and some of your villagers are celebrities? Put it on the bulletin board. It could be something as simple as hosting a scrapbooking night. Put that on the bulletin board. Pretend you're starting a book club with your villagers and make a little library on your island where you guys can read and collaborate and share. Get creative and use that bulletin board for holidays and events that you've created, not that Nintendo has curated. And the best part, if you loved that experience, it can be either a quarterly or annual event that you regularly host and can always look forward to back in the game again. Number 3, take your villagers on dates. Now, I just recently made a video coupling up very specific Animal Crossing villagers that I think are cute together or could be cute together. And unfortunately, romance doesn't really exist much within Animal Crossing New Horizons, with the exception of a couple of NPCs here and there, a few implications, but for the most part, it's pretty dry and pretty lonely out there. But y'all, that's the beauty of Harv's Island. You could do this on Harv's Island. You could also do this on Happy Home Paradise and create a vacation home for a specific couple. But let's just use Harv's Island as an example. Take one of those rooms in his studio, make a beautiful dinner date. Maybe you make a drive-in theater. Maybe it's a pottery class like in Ghost. Whatever you decide, it's really fun to create these storylines for your characters and bring a little romance to your island. Why not? Because our Animal Crossing box, if you will, is quite limited now that there are no more updates coming to the game, we as players have to get creative. So use Harv's Island. Use Happy Home Paradise and tip your villagers. They deserve love, don't they? Tip number 4, invite villagers you hate. Yeah, did that one sting a little bit? I bet it did. You have a villager in mind. You have one right in your brain and you're telling yourself, no, Katie, I am not using this tip. But listen, okay? Especially for those villagers that you have not ever had on your island, if they show up on a villager hunt, if they show up in the campsite, just try it out. Trust me on this one. Invite the unexpected villagers. If you only want your island to be a specific villager aesthetic, if you will, then maybe this won't apply to you as much. But if you're looking for a little bit more excitement, you want to add a little spice to your game, a little bit of drama, bring in the conflict. Bring in those villagers that you always roll your eyes at whenever you see them. And not only villagers you hate, but just the ones that you maybe don't know, you've never had or met before. For example, I would have no idea that Piper and I would be essentially best friends because I've never had her on my island until I found her on a villager hunt as a part of my Let's Play series. And she's amazing. I love her. Yes, we all have our favorites, and I'm not saying just throw your bows to the curb, if you will. But out of those 10 villager plots, invite a few surprises. You will not regret it. It'll just make it more entertaining and fun, I promise. You might be wondering how, and that brings me to the next tip. Tip number 5, create island lore. Everyone's island is unique and personal to the player behind the Nintendo Switch. And with so much out there for us to explore and create, why not tell us a story? Hell, tell multiple stories. Maybe your secret beach is incredibly haunted. Maybe one of your villagers has a really dark secret that they don't want anyone to find out. Maybe Tom Nook is running a Ponzi scheme. It could be that every time Wisp shows up, that's a sign of bad luck on your island or anything along those lines. In turn, creating island lore is going to help you with decorating and designing. For example, if one of your villagers you declare as a thief, maybe decorate the interior of their home to be full of stolen goods. If 2 of your villagers are having an affair with one another, put some of their items in one another's houses or make them neighbors. Start thinking to yourself when you see 2 villagers talking to one another, what are they saying beyond the dialogue that just Nintendo gives you? Maybe if you catch that dialogue of 2 villagers having a picnic, sure, take that, but then run even further with it. Where are they going after the picnic? What are they doing? What are they conspiring? Are they lovers? Are they fighters? Are they business partners? Your villagers could be Fortune 500 entrepreneurs. Who knows? Out of all of these tips, that might be the number 1 that I would give to anyone experiencing burnout and wanting to make Animal Crossing more fun. Tell a story beyond what Nintendo confines you to. Create your own lore, tell your own stories, and use that bulletin board to capture all of those moments and document everything happening in your game. Tip number 6, add additional characters. The Nintendo Switch allows you to create up to 8 profiles on the Switch itself, meaning you can have up to 8 different houses beyond your one original house on your island. If you don't want to restart your island, but you still want to have those very nostalgic early game moments of catching bugs and paying off your home loan, this is a great way to do that without sacrificing your island completely. Not only that, but you can also use these new profiles and houses to create anything you want. You can make these homes a castle, you can make these homes a dispensary, you get creative. Maybe these individual profiles tie into the lore I was just talking about. Maybe one of these characters just moved in late into the game because they want to infiltrate the island and turn it into the next vacation hotspot, and then that conflicts maybe with your main storyline of having this beautiful, peaceful oasis. You can, again, get creative. I don't know how many times I've said that in this video. Do not take a shot every time I say it. I take zero liability there. You can even have a profile and a house on your island dedicated to one specific purpose, which brings me to my next tip. Tip number 7, participate in challenges. In that one house I was just talking about, you could have that dedicated just as a challenge house, if you will. There are tons of different design challenges out there, so why not take a stab at them in Animal Crossing? Each room is a different core challenge. You know, one room is cottage core, the next one is going to be goblin core, one can be forest core, one could be city core. After all, you have 6 rooms per house once it is fully expanded. You could dedicate a house purely to challenges. Every room is a different color challenge. Maybe you turn off the saturation and try and design only in black and white and then see what it looks like whenever you turn the saturation back on. There are timed challenges. There are money challenges. Each room is based off of a different villager challenge. The studio apartment challenge. Maybe you can create your very own challenge and share it with people here on the internet. Or if you don't want to work on your actual island, you can participate in these challenges on Happy Home Paradise, on Harv's Island, even just on the Room Sketch app that you have on your Nook phone. Who knows, maybe you'll surprise yourself and love a design that you create and get super inspired based on a challenge to go back on your island and create something out of it. Now, you might have heard these tips and think, Katie, I need more. I need something else. I need a bit more of a challenge. In fact, dare I say, I need something pretty hardcore to make me fall in love with the fun of Animal Crossing again. Did you say hardcore? Did I hear that correctly? Well, I present to you tip number 8, go hardcore mode in Animal Crossing New Horizons. Full credit of the rules of Animal Crossing hardcore mode go to Batty Kitty on Twitter. I'm gonna make sure to put her Twitter account in the description box. And let me just say, this is not for everyone. It is quite intense. But if you're looking for that extra something, that extra challenge to make Animal Crossing just, ooh, so exciting again, I present to you hardcore mode. After you restart your game, yes, you want to start with a blank slate and just restart, here are the rules. 1, no terraforming. Don't even think about it. Do not terraform. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. No terraforming. Number 2, any villager that asks to leave, they gotta go. Is it your dreamie that wants to move to another island? Sorry, gotta go. They're out of here. They leave. They wanna leave, they leave. Once they do leave your island, you are limited to 20 Nook Mile tickets per villager hunt. You don't find who you want in 20 tickets? Oh well, guess you're autofilling. So definitely a gamble there, but good luck. Next rule, you are not allowed to accept gifts from anyone else. None, 0, no gifts. Yes, this includes treasure islands, that counts as well. So no Nookazon, no trading with your friends, no trading with yourself on a second Switch, none of it. No gifts. Next rule, you could probably guess, no time traveling. Not even a little bit, not even 1 minute. Do not do it. Don't time travel, don't do it. Also, no amiibos. Do not use any amiibo cards to scan in any villagers at all. You are subject to those 20 Nook Mile tickets or autofilling, that's it. Your fate of your villagers is very much in Nintendo's hands, and not by way of amiibo cards, so don't use them. No amiibos. You can, however, shop at other players' nooks, crannies, and Able Sisters. You can buy from other shops, you can buy from other NPCs on other islands. However, you may not sell turnips at any other shops. This next rule I think is my favorite. It's so funny. If a villager gives you a clothing item, you have to wear it for at least 48 hours. Even if it's the ugliest clothing item in the game, like those stupid little top hats I hate, you gotta wear it for at least 48 hours. It's only courteous, really. Next rule, no buying tools at all. You gotta craft them. Did you break your shovel? Oh well, you gotta craft it. Better get that workbench ready because you're gonna be using it quite a lot. The last rule is that you must take any campsite villager that shows up on your island and allow them to move out whoever they want. So if it's a villager that you absolutely loathe and asks to move out a villager that you absolutely love, well, sucks to be you, I guess. The goal within this hardcore mode is to get a 5-star island. The creator of this challenge, Batty Kitty, also has a farming version of this challenge, which I think is super interesting. That version and her description of all of the rules is also going to be linked in the description box, so if you want a more tailored version with farming involved, then check that out too. Like I said, it is very, very intense, but it might just be the trick to get some of y'all back into the game and falling in love with it. And let me just end this video by saying you should never feel pressured to play a video game at all. If you're not feeling Animal Crossing anymore, it's okay to not play it. You shouldn't have to beat yourself up just because you're not enjoying it as much as you used to. There are so many great games out there like Stardew Valley, Cozy Grove, The Sims. So please, please, please don't ever feel like you have an obligation to a video game just because you once liked it a lot and now maybe you don't like it as much. That's okay. But if you are specifically looking for ways to make Animal Crossing more fun this year after all of these updates have come and gone, hopefully these tips were interesting to you and that you implement them in your gameplay. I have definitely implemented a few of them and it really has helped me, so I hope it helps you too. All of my social media, links to good stuff, all of that is in the description box if you want to check it out. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I also hope that you're having an amazing day wherever you are in this giant, beautiful world of ours. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.